Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 85 of the Lorethrough, and we are going to finish the inner wall of Lane outside the capital still, but we're getting closer. So let's get to it. So there's not a whole lot in this area, I'll be frank. There's stuff to look at, sure, and like I said before, I don't know what the tombstones mean. The banners, the ghost banners are a nice touch, though they're not referenced in a text in-game. Makes you wonder which side they're for, if they were for Lane or for the opposition. They had to be for the opposition because they were out here, but I don't remember seeing those banners during the cinematic. I'll have to go take another look and report back. But if they weren't there, maybe they're a sign that they came and they conquered. Who knows? But we're going to make our way to the minor Erd tree, because usually we find loot by the minor Erd trees. It's a neat little landmark for us to keep our eyes open for. I want my telescope. Here we go. So here we are. We have a minor Erd tree. He seems to be doing alright. And we have here a bunch of commoners with unique black veils on. And we have an omen here as well, who also is wearing a unique cloak by the looks of it. There's golems shooting at something all the way over there. Oh wait, we can summon friends here. Ooh. Do we need to? No, but I need to show them off, so might as well. Oh god. Oh, he was casting. I should let him live for a minute. Oh, yep, they can cast this sort of death blight. Just like we've seen basilisks do. It's a little bit of a different color, though. Well, the Lane soldiers are doing just fine. As expected. We get the Twiggy Cracked tier and the Crimson Crystal tier. There we go. And they've done their service. So, very defensive. They hide behind their shields. Probably not the best pick of all the medium soldiers. But if you have a style you're going for, then they are there for your pleasure. Okay. Let's take a look at those Crimson tiers we found. Specifically the new ones. So we got the Twiggy Cracked tier, which can be mixed into the Flask of Wondrous Physic. The resulting concoction prevents one's runes from being lost upon death. However, the effect only lasts for a short time. And then the Crimson Crystal tier can be mixed in the Flask of Wondrous Physic and heal half of one's maximum HP. So this is the other half. So I think if we sort by item type, yep, see, they do the same thing. They're both Crimson Crystal tiers, but one is like left and the other's right. And you can put it together and make your physic a full heal. Wowza. Which, I mean, getting a half heal early on in the game when you didn't have that many flasks was a pretty good idea. Don't know, I'm grabbing all these golden sunflowers. I don't know if I'll make holy pots again. Given that they're faith scaling and I do more damage with my leveled up great mace that I put Sacred Blade on, but oh well. But we have a handful of golems over here to deal with. They are meanies. I'm gonna go stab him. Big damage, please. Oh, yeah, pretty good damage. Oh, God. Just gonna eat shots from the other two, I suppose. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought that other guy was gonna hit me for sure. Ooh. I don't know why I'm using the dagger. That's what I was looking for, honestly. And I don't remember if these golems come back. They might not. You know what? I'm going to use the greatsword set. Can I still light roll? I can't. Nice. Or medium roll. I got domed. I should be dead, but the Tarnished is incredible. An incredible damage sponge. Let's see how much this damage this silly thing does. Being just a big AR weapon. Well, it worked. Given they already take an increased critical modifier, it feels, I wonder if a bigger AR weapon's just better than more critical modifier. Especially if the more critical modifier is on a smaller weapon. Or if it's the fact that it's split damage. I was already doing okay damage before we even knocked him over, because he didn't have them armored ankles. Okay, and we're going to do the thing up here first. I wanted to do the thing down below, but I think this will be better. I like the lance. I like impaling thrust it's grown on me. Alright, so in this area we have a little summon. Aha, we have 2 summon signs here. Who's going to be our buddy for this one? Ancient Dragon Knight Kristoff. That sounds fitting. So here we can summon Great Horned Tragoth, who helped us with the Radon fight. So he shows that he's a helpful guy. He also helped us with the Magma Worm Makar fight. So, very helpful dude. And now we can get Millicent to help us out again. With her sham shear and her prosthetic arm. Tragoth gives us the wave again. What a good-natured lad. And over there we have our foe. And it looks like a Tree Sentinel Knight, but something's off. They've got this melty looking appearance and their weapons are different. Summon Ancient Dragon Knight Kristoff, who may not be the best pick, but oh well. Come on, break boys. Ooh, missed. Oh, there it is. He's got a lot of health. Yep, that's lightning. Ooh, that was a frost proc. He's got a lot of health. Genuinely surprised that didn't hit me. Oh, that hit me though. We have a whole group of people here. Millicent taking the most damage. Ancient Dragon Knight Kristoff is in number 2, place for most damage. And now Millicent's gone. Will we shoot the fireball again? There we go. Parry the fireball. Very nicely done. Good job, team. Took a small army. And we got the Dragon Great Claw and the Dragon Claw Shield. So, sure enough, we saw red lightning. We saw the horse breathing fireballs. Something to do with the dragons. Let's read the descriptions. Weapon said to have been whittled from the claw of a great ancient dragon, wielded by a grotesque tree sentinels who yet serve the Erd Tree. The claws enwreathed with lightning Sorry. The claw is enwreathed with lightning and tears through the dragon's feeble descendants with ease. It has the Endure on it natively, and I can't remember if it's a somber or a standard weapon, but you can't change its Ash of War. And then we have the Dragon Claw Shield. Great shield said to have been wielded from a claw of a great ancient dragon, wielded by grotesque tree sentinels who yet serve the Erd Tree, imbued with lightning. So, and both of them do lightning. Interestingly enough, it's a strength weapon with lightning, so there's a couple options for those of you out there who want to do lightning damage, but in a strength variety. You basically get the ancient dragon, or the dragon halberd, and this. Or you could put a lightning ash of war on a weapon that you've infused with the heavy, which is kind of lackluster and sad, but the option's there. Okay. Now we have this side of Grace Capital Rampart, and we've gained access to Lane-Del, but we're not going to use it. Not one bit. I probably should have sat down, actually. Oh boy, well, it'll give us an opportunity to see if the golems come back. Actually, it would be nice to see if Melina has anything to say. She does not. It's not in Lane-Del, it's not the foot of the Erd Tree. Our accord is not yet fulfilled. Her word's not mine. So we see Rosas over there. He's pointing down the cliff. And sure enough, we see another one of those Sainted Hero Grave-looking, or Fringe Folk Hero Grave-looking entrances. Big, tall things with huge elevators. I need to go fast. I have like 19 minutes to do 2 dungeons. Oh boy. Might be cutting a little close since one of them's an extreme puzzle dungeon. That has grabbables I do not want to miss. I mean, worse that happens is I go back to it, but... So, looks like the golems do not come back. I think we've essentially showed off everybody except for anything new I may have wanted to... Oh, I just got myself killed. Oh boy, I am wasting time today, aren't I? It's just desserts, isn't it? Alright. Alright. I am speed. We can go fast. We can do the lore and go fast. I can stop going around in my menus all confused like. As I eat through rune arcs because... I don't want to level up, but I also don't want to lose my ridiculous amount of money. When I do level up, it's going to be nice. It's going to be fun. I don't know when I'll do it. I'll do it at some point. So I must have assumed the cliff was not as high. And just killed myself as a result. Maybe I was going towards the blue and I shouldn't have done it so quickly. Oh yeah, we have a little ways to go, but we see a little smoke signal. We're gonna go check it out. I guess we can see what this is. Great arrows. Woo! It's kind of sad that the regular great arrows in this game kind of make the weapon kind of meh, but as soon as you get the ones with an area of effect like the golem arrows or like the explosive or lightning bolts for the big hand crossbow or hand ballista, they're wonderful. They do great. I feel like there's something here for me to fight. There it is. Evil death grab. Alright, so I will point it out on these guys. Because I didn't on the big guy. But they're the same model, just different sizes. And we see a face on the back of these crabs. See? There's eyeballs, there's little gross hairs growing out, moss maybe. And it's got a nose. Why does it have a nose? Well, if we had allowed that crab to persist, it could breathe out death blight. What do we know death blight from? We know it's associated with basilisks. We know it's associated with those who live in death, the undead, and Godwin's corpse, or the relic of Godwin's corpse that we saw in the basement of Stormvale Castle. And sure enough, the creepy pale eyeballs and that nose is kind of reminiscent of that squid monster we saw way back then. Oh, why did the mosquitoes do this? Worst enemies in the game by a mile. Case in point. Okay, got 2 for that one. So, that is definitely wasting time. Precious time we don't have. I'm gonna go into time debt. I'm sure that because time equals money, regular debt's already a time debt of a sort, but It's neither here nor there. So we see our buddy Blackguard Bogart, and he's got crabs this time instead of prawns. And look at how nice they did the coloration on that. That looks real nice. Let's talk to him.
What are you looking at? Oh, you again, is it? Perfect bloody timing, actually. I got crab, cooked up fresh.
And sure enough, he sells crab now, which is the upgraded version of prawns. And we will help ourselves to many of these. I will probably be abusing them because they are a really good buff. It's like, oh, what is it? It's like 20% physical resistance for like a minute on top of your normal absorptions.
Mate, there's something I should probably tell you. You heard of the Dung Eater? He's a madman. Has it out for everyone. Curses them. Goes round in his rank armor and all. You see him though. Stay, well, away. I was in the same jail as him once, so I know firsthand. He's a god-forsaken monster. Not just some petty thug like me.
So he wants us to know to stay away from the Dung Eater. So this is a second character warning us about the Dung Eater. And I wish it led to a rule of 3. I don't think it does, but still, 2 good, distinct warnings. Before something bad happens. And we've seen the Dung Eater before. Heck, the Dung Eater almost warned us himself of himself. So maybe that is the rule of 3. Or whatever it is when you're foreshadowing bad things to happen or anything to happen. But let's see what he says about the Dung Eater.
He's a killer. Kills people. And curses the souls. Does all sorts of shit to the corpses. To keep them cursed forever. I ain't seen nothing more disgusting in all my years. I ain't ever been more scared neither. Rooted to the bloody spot while he did that. To my friend.
So he's seen firsthand the horror of the Dung Eater.
Never met someone with a taste for crab I
Yet,
couldn't trust.
he ends the conversation
You've got
happy.
a real thing here, eh? And it's only getting better.
He's a real sign of hope in the world of Elden Ring. Blackguard Bogart, though he has a rough exterior, he acknowledges he's just a petty thug. That there's real monsters out there like the Dung Eater, but he likes the little thing we have going. He's moved up in the world from Liurnia to Lanedale, and now he's eating crab, which is very tasty. I'm a fan of crab for one. All manner of seafoods are tasty. At least of the shellfish variety. Haven't had too much in ways of octopus or squid, but... Over here we have a bear and a statue that needs breaking open. But they're nothing really to worry about. So we need to go find something that can break open this statue. And there it is. Ooh, he's fast. Dangerously fast, in fact. I didn't mean to do that. Come on. Woohoo! Just in time. Whew. Cleanest bear kill of all time? Just figured we'd kill him with the follow-up on the glint blade phalanx. Alright, and he drops beast blood. And we have a smithing stone. Alright. We don't have a whole lot of time. We have like 11 minutes if we're going to end by 30-minute mark, which are we going to? No. I'm going to warn you now. It's not going to happen. But we're going to do our best. We're going to do our darn diddly best. I should play with the new weapon. I should have upgraded the Dragon Great Claw. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what we'll do. My somber weapons are up to +6. Do I have enough for that? We do, just barely. Doggone it. We're going to waste more time. Oh, we're going to go upgrade that thing. It's not the best weapon, but I figured I'd show it off anyways. And the Dragon Claw shield, it's an okay great shield, not the best in the guard boost department. Where it shines, though, is it has access to shield bash, and it has high physical and elemental damage. It has good damage, I should just say, even though it's split. And the shield, the Dragon Claw shield, is actually really good at breaking the guard of other shields. It's the anti-shield shield. Will I show that off? Not really. The shield bash looks the same as other things. But I do want to show off the Dragon Great Claw, which is really reminiscent of Havel's weapon in the Dark Souls series. He had a big old claw or tooth that was from a dragon. Though this one seems to be paying homage to the dragons, while the other... This one's paying homage to the dragons, while the other is more like rubbing it in their face. Yeah, there it is. Look at this silly thing. This thing is so ridiculous. It should be a decent weapon for what we'll be up against in that dungeon, though, so... Did I not grab the grace when I was in there? Oh my goodness. Did I just open the door and walk inside? Oh, that's on me. Oh, I might cut this part. Somebody knew. Somebody saw their screen and was yelling at me. You people with your foresight. Your ability to rewind and fast forward time itself. It's complete and utter nonsense is what it is. Alright, maybe we can find a faster way down. I think I remember a spirit spring being in that neighborhood. So go take a look. Maybe I can save us a whole heap of time. Alright, not a whole lot here. Not without getting ourselves killed. We can hop off over here. I thought I saw one. Is that it? Oh, time saved. Time that I shouldn't have lost. Oh, there's an item over there. Well, I suppose we'll see what it's all about. Gravity Stone Fan, which we are capped out on. Well, still, much faster than going all the way around and past Blackguard Bogart's little lake again. The bear will be back, but we don't care so much. We're just gonna run into the dungeon. Discovers dungeon, doesn't grab the grace like a fool. Goodness. Alright. So we're gonna show whatever's in this dungeon the taste of Big Dragon Claw, which supposedly shreds through the dragon's descendants with ease. I don't have a source for that. If it does a little bit of bonus damage to them specifically, that'd be kind of neat. So here we have a pot. It didn't kill him. Oh, I don't like that. It's a little slow. Oh, I probably should have shown it. I think he had a yellow wax seal, which means he explodes. Okay. This dungeon's gonna take too much time. I already feel it. Kind of neat that it does red lightning, though. So we can go to this dungeon, we can go through this chest, or we can hop out the window. I'm going to start with this chest and see if I regret it. Interesting that it seemed to give us the Godric rune again. Very odd. Go through the dungeon like normals. It's a very odd dungeon. You can't do this dungeon multiplayer, in case you were curious. Did that not hit him? Very odd. Oh, I know what to do to boost my health getbacks. There we go. Haha! In addition to health regen, we'll have our health back in no time. Oh, he's not dead. Not even hitting him. Alright, whatever. The most bizarre weapon combination you've never seen. Okay. Oh, shucks. I don't want to die here. I'll drink a flask for goodness sake. Okay. I want to loot the chest, but I'm now remembering this is the means of transportation in this area. Okay, so we have this chest here. There's some explodey boys. We knocked him down the stairs, thankfully. Is his friend still alive? Nah, his friend detonated as well. Okay, so let's go through that first chest that we saw. The one they want us to. We'll take the route as expected. Do I remember the solve? No, but hopefully I have enough of a brain to solve it once we've gone through enough chests. So we find a cracked pot. We burst him in midair. Perfumer's Cookbook number 3. Yeah. So we had 4. Yeah. So we now have the access to the Iron Jar Aromatic, which if we take a look at what that does, uses FP to temporarily turn the wielder's body to steel. An art that requires fragments of hunted noble jars. So interesting that they're called noble jars. I wonder if that means they're stuffed with nobles by design. And Alexander's a weirdo stuffing his body with warriors instead, or his pot vessel. Depraved perfumers are plainly in league with jar poachers. Well, jar poachers kind of lends credence of Alexander being hunted to some extent. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, I couldn't tell you, but he was placed in, or not placed, he was trapped. He seemed to fall into pitfall traps of some kind that trapped him, and one was better than the last, and we needed to oil him to get him out. Makes me wonder if Alexander, in the lore, would have been subject to poachers if he was left alone. So here we find ourselves here. Again, so they seem to get us in and out. Yep. So now we can go down here, which should be a new place to go. So I believe this is the first chest we discovered through the illusory wall, because you may have noticed a theme here where the dungeon seems to repeat in a way. So now we're up above. Find a golden rune, another chest. And this imp is not wounded, and the other one we left severely wounded, so that's a sign that we're in the wrong dungeon. But we're going to continue forth anyways. There we go. I don't know how we strafed his attack, but it worked. Okay. Do we have... what do we have here? Oh, yeah, this episode's gonna go long, I feel like. Ow. Get those neutral R1s in there. No chaining attacks together, we need distance. So if we go back to where we started the dungeon, something's wrong. There's a big pot here, the chest is gone, we have this big boy. A mistake indeed, but we find a ritual pot and root resin, of all things. So yes, the dungeon is wrong. I don't need to explain the ways, but there is a sort of internal logic to it, of course. So if we were to... oh, I knew he was coming and I still got hit by him. So if we go through this one again, we should end up in that caged-in area like before, but something should be different. So this time the pots are small, and I believe they have yellow toppers, as I hurt myself on one. But we find more cracked pots, and I believe this dungeon has 2 cracked pots and 2 ritual pots. So we still need to find the other ritual pot, but we do have a big ol' ladder here before we head back. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. Hopefully we're not meant to go through the chest. But I do want to find that other cracked pot. I'm trying to remember where he is. I think he's being guarded by, or the other ritual pot, I should say. There's 2 ritual, 2 cracked. We have 2 cracked and 1 ritual, I believe we've grabbed so far. So yeah, sure enough, here is where we find the crank, which is where I believe we saw this when we first came down here. And here's the dead boys, like before. Okay, so we could use this to go back, per se. We'll give it a go. We'll see if it sends us back. We do need to look for a big pot boy, though, to get us our other cracked pot. I'm trying to remember where that is. Okay, these boys are here when they're not normally. So I believe this is a good sign, because we're going to end up in the wrong place. Oh, wait, no. The dungeon's here. The grace is here. The exit's here. Oh, we missed a ritual pot. Alright. You know what? Let's finish the dungeon and then go find the ritual pot, because then we can just teleport out when we're sick of the place. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Alright, our summon of choice is... It's gonna be us. It's gonna be us. It'll be silly. Yeah. Endure. Doing great work again. Alright, come on, clone. Come on, clone, you gotta be smarter than that. And the frost proc deals with him. Soul Jars of Fortune. So for some reason they decided to make a pun about Soldiers of Fortune, which is very strange for a game like this, but let's read its description anyways. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of 3 little living jars. Summoning consumes HP rather than FP. These reckless spirits sacrifice themselves to vanquish their summoner's foes and explode upon death. Though their bravery is admirable, their explosions can harm friend as well as foe, and they will also immediately explode on contact with fire. Tell the others, tell them how brightly a fire jar burns. Okay. It's not a lot in terms of lore, kind of interesting. Azuria Side Tomb. Whatever that means. I don't think we ever learn who or what an Azuria is. Hop down here. So I accidentally hop almost too far. So there's the hat. I'm gonna go through it actually, because I think this led us to the upper area on the other set of the dungeon, because there's 2 very like dungeons with slight differences. And if this one's the slightly different one, maybe this is where I will find my very helpful cracked jar. Yeah, okay, so there's another guy here. No, this is the exit again. Okay. Oh, right, because in the other version of that dungeon, there isn't the... Oh, what's the word? There isn't a chest in the other version of the dungeon that I just went through before this one. There was the pot, the big pot there. Oh, I think I remember where I'm messing up. I believe one of the upper portions of that area is different in one of these iterations. I don't remember which. Somebody's probably yelling at me. Maybe I've already grabbed the other ritual pot and I'm just crazy. It would be okay to cut the episode here, though. I wanted to finish it, but it was a little too much. Yeah, he's still weak from before. Meaning we haven't gone up there. Which means we need to head down here and go through this. But that'll put us in the other version. The other dungeon where the weakened boy is not up top. See? But if we go down again and immediately go through the same one, it should get us up there, but in the alternate reality version of the dungeon. Ooh. So that's kind of the sort of logic. Chests that are in the same place lead to the same place in both dungeons, though they always seem to flip which dungeon you're in, just about. Fair enough. Sure, there he is, and he's weakened. Because I believe this one is weird and doesn't go where the crank is. Aha, it has a ladder. Okay. There we go. I figured it out. I'm glad I just weakened that guy and didn't kill him. That was a great clue to know which version of the dungeon I'm in. Huh. So this chest should lead us to that ritual jar. Yep, okay, because this is the alternate upper area. Righto. Yep, sure enough, there's a ritual pot. Even within door, we still get decked. I like the weapon. I don't know if it's the best. It only has C scaling and strength. The AR is 550. It's a little lackluster for a colossal weapon. Your biggest boon is lightning, but it's split damage, so it's going through the resistances twice, even though lightning doesn't really... Yeah. I wonder if the more dex you have, if it's lightning damage does better or something very odd like that. So I don't think the treasure chest is going to be up here, is it? No. Didn't think so. We need to go to the alternate version of the dungeon real fast so we can escape. Actually, wait. No. I specifically finished the boss so we wouldn't make that mistake. Looking around for an exit where we don't need one. Okay. So I bit off more than I can chew. We will do the other dungeon next time, the one across the way over yonder. And that will be episode 86. So, I'll make sure to mark that so I don't forget. And then after that, Mount Gelmir. So be excited, because that next dungeon should only be the first 10 minutes of next episode. Episode 86. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a good one, and bye-bye.